Hello, my name is Dr. K, and my highest excitement is providing you with the tools, the strategies, and the technologies to help you evolve rapidly as conscious leaders in body, mind, and spirit so we can be the change that we've been waiting for. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with someone you love, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, this is Dr. K, and today I want to talk to you about doing the work. And I was at a really amazing conference over the last couple of weeks, and the guy leading the conference is a guy I've been following for a while on the internet and watching his videos, much like you're watching mine. And he's been such an inspiration for me in my life because he was in a place in his life where he got to a certain place, a certain level. He was actually making great income. He was a celebrity. He was well known. And he got to a point where he's like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to continue as a comedian just telling jokes for drunk people. I want to help people evolve, and I want to help people grow, all the while growing myself and evolving and creating and becoming something new and not getting stuck doing something because the money is safe, because I'm actually not doing anything to change the world. And I spoke in front of the group and just shared my testimonial about how much he, as just an individual I'd never even met, he's kind of a household name for me and my friends, and I've never even met this guy, and I felt like I knew him, you know, like he was a brother, because he's actually helped me so much in my own life and helped a lot of the patients that I've seen over time. I turned him on to this type of information because it was helping me. I wanted to help my patients and help my clients. And he came up to me after I spoke and he said, you know, I want to thank you for doing the work. And I'd never met him, but him saying this, I really sat and pondered it. I was like, doing the work. You know, because I remember going to some different courses, doing, you know, I've done all types of work. You know, I've taken hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hours in personal development because of my own life brought me to that. I had bullies, you know, I had a difficult upbringing at times. You know, we all have our story. And out of that, I could have chosen to stay in the story and be really stuck and be really trapped, or I could choose to, man, I'm going to go into this and actually evolve and grow and heal and release. And doing the work is not just about screaming into a pillow or doing anger or grief work and punching, you know, the ground, or being in a jungle and yelling out into the forest. I mean, all of these things I've done group work with all of these types of things, but that's not just doing the work. It's not just calling your father and saying, hey, you know, this was really hard for me and it upset me and I love you and I forgive you. And, you know, that's all part of it. But what really struck me is that doing the work, what it allows for you is your power to come through, your heart to come through. Doing the work is chipping away all the stuff that you are not. Because you, my friends, are this shiny, beautiful diamond. When you're born and the mother holds this beautiful baby and smells this baby and gets connected to the baby, and through its pheromones and through its just love that it has for this gorgeous, cute, adorable creature, you're this shiny, perfect, innocent little being. And that part of you is still there. It's all inside of you. You are a shiny diamond, but then what happens is, you know, Sally and Billy at school start to laugh at you because your feet are too big or your hair is too red, or, you know, I went by my middle name, Kelly, my whole life, and it's not easy being a redhead named Kelly. Let me assure you, please don't name your children Kelly if they're a boy and if they have red hair. It's just not a very good combination from my experience. And so it really brought me here. It brought me to sitting in the trees. It's brought me because it made me go and realize after I created and built and did all these things that I hadn't done enough work inside of myself to really, really emerge into the deepest level, which is the wellspring of my heart, my creativity, my freedom, my imagination. And so nature all around me, you know, if you look here, it's doing its work all the time. You say, well, it's just flowing. What's going on here? Like, what's so big? This redwood here is probably about 1,500 years old. And nature, as it is, you know, apparently this tree didn't make it. Some of them do. There's gorgeous, huge trees all around me, but sometimes they make it and sometimes they don't. And this tree is now going to be, in another 1,000 years, hundreds of years, however long it takes, it's going to be soil for the next thing that comes along as the sun comes through and cracks through the leaves and the trees. But nature is just doing its work, meaning it's just being itself. But it doesn't take on the story of your mother and your society and what the president's doing and all of these things. It's just naturally flowing, naturally flowing. So if you look, it's actually eaten away at the roots of this tree. This tree had passed on, died, but now it's actually eaten away. It's eaten away at the bedrock. It's eating into the more and more depths of itself. Mother Nature is just naturally in this flow. So what emerges as you break off, as you shift, as you wash this old dirt off this gorgeous diamond that's shining inside of you, which is your passion, your heart, your inspiration, what you are coded to do naturally, whether it's art or music or dance or something that brings beauty into the world, caring for people, healing, lecturing, teaching, shooting out, being one of the adventurers that shoot out into Mars, or being one of the adventurers like myself that shoot into nature to really do work. Doing the work on the deepest level, what it does is it's not letting go of all these stories, it's allowing what is emerging and emerging and emerging. And what's emerging here naturally is the natural breakdown process. It takes eons and eons in nature. But it's like the life cycle, it's different in humans, just like the life cycle of rats. It's different. It happens much faster in rats and cats and dogs and chimpanzees, and unfortunately that's why science has studied them. But let me assure you, the more you do the work, which really, when it gets down to it, is the best work and the best inner pharmacy you have is with yourself, is listening, getting out, getting quiet, beginning to connect in, because from that, you'll start to hear this trickle and you're like, oh, ooh, wow, that feels really good when I did that thing, or when I went on this journey, or when I started to really let go of resistance and just begin to actually love myself. It sounds silly, like people almost want to laugh that it's more normal to watch television or smoke a bong or go scream at people at an auditorium that are battling over a ball than it is just to be and sit with yourself. Like, people think that's funny or weird. And whether you call it meditation or you call it, travel astrally, or how far out you want to take it, it's just doing the work. It's just being with you. And once you can be with you and love fully being with you, like this stream, if it had a personality and words to speak, it'd probably say, I just love this. This is just me in free fall. This is just me. The fish are flowing through, and the little bugs that ride on the surface of the water, they're flowing through the stream here. It's beautiful. The beavers down there are actually creating a lake. It's this life cycle. And the more you just do the work and allow what is you to emerge, you'll hear it, you'll feel it. And as you get used to it, I like to call it the compass, you'll start to feel like, whoa, this is what it's about. There's a wellspring in there. Once you tap that spring, watch out, everybody. This is what big companies try to gather and bottle up and create and sell. And you don't have to ever bottle or capture or create or sell it, because it'll just flow from you and flow from you. And then from that, you get to choose what you do with it. This is the essence of you. This is the essence of life flowing through you. This is the essence of life flowing through Mother Earth. It's really beautiful if you stop to think about it. So I wanted to share that insight. Thank you for doing the work to you. Thank you for doing this work. Because in doing the work, Terence McKenna, back in whenever it was, the 60s and the 70s, he's awesome. I really can't get enough of Terence McKenna. He was a brilliant man, and society labels him as a guy who was, exploring consciousness through psychedelics and LSD and mushrooms. And that's true, and that's awesome. And he was doing a lot of other things, and he was amazing, and he was brilliant, If you want to be inspired and think outside of the box, listen to somebody like Terence. He's I think long gone now, but brilliant man. But what he was talking about was exploring your consciousness using psychedelics and hallucinogens. And to be truthful, You can't take heroic doses of mushrooms and LSD, and have a family and work, with your kids and go to work and impress your boss, but this is a beautiful doorway for those of you who choose it. It's not really my path, the psychedelic journey, so much. But you don't need the psychedelics to explore consciousness, as Terence McKenna talked about. He actually said, I don't really know what this is, but we need to be exploring the internal world. We need to be exploring our own consciousness. And what that is, in my book, is listening and doing the time to be quiet, to sit in places like this and to hear nature and to hear your heart speak. And we wonder why everybody's so lost and frustrated and distracted and lost their way and stressed out and heart attacks and all this stuff. And as somebody who used to see all these patients with all of these symptoms and all of the in-stream issues that are coming, man, most of it relates back to if we just did some of the own inner work and you heard your heart and you heard your voice and you went in that direction of that internal compass that's calling you and pulling you, and you got used to hearing, ooh, this is the wellspring. Ooh, I hear it. I'm going to keep walking towards the spring. That is me. That is you. Then you won't have the headaches. You won't have the restless leg. You won't have most of the problems that society struggles with. The insomnia. We have the best beds in the world, and the United States has the worst insomnia and anxiety disorders. I can speak from this because I personally had it and then helped thousands of people deal with it. And I realized, man, we got to get more into the work, not just running blood chems and hormones and giving supplements and helping people fix the issue deeper inside, because it's going to emerge somewhere else. That is going to start shooting out somewhere else in another type of symptom. So I just want to encourage you today by saying thank you for doing the work, because it's not about you clearing your old story. It's about you emerging as conscious beings. We are a society of humans, a young society, really, if you think about it, in the age of our planet or in our universe, in our solar system, that is massively, massively old and infinitely, unfathomably large. We are a species that's becoming more and more conscious of ourselves. And as we emerge and connect back into this wellspring of who we are and who we're here to be, we are literally evolving. We'll evolve and create more conscious products. We'll evolve and create more conscious options. We'll evolve as a doctor and create something new, which is deeper types of work. And there's a lot of people around the world doing this right now. It is the most exciting ticket. Get on the front row of this thing and start to explore yourself, inner conscious, and do the work by some of the videos I put out there, by loving yourself, by doing the meditation, by looking at these old programs that are inside of you, evaluating them and say, ooh, this is my mother's old story about, life is hard. I'm going to let that one go, because maybe life could be just like the stream. And they're teaching you based on their experience of what it was like to be born in the 1940s, like during wartime, during times where people had to work hard and women had like zero rights, and civilization was so much heavier. It's changing, and you can either sit and complain about it or do the work and let the power that you offer, your Martin Luther King, your inner Gandhi, your Oprah, your beauty, emerge from you and be part of the solution. I want conscious people to co-create with. I'm excited about that. This is our exciting evolution of humans on this earth, and I couldn't be happier to have you on this team. So I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Signing off from the beautiful, beautiful Redwood Forest. I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to listen. If this video was inspiring and empowering, make sure you share it with someone you love, like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss a single thing, and I will see you in the next video.